Overslay, the show where we play 30k, and definitely not the other way around. With these Clarence and Matt, it's an inside joke, you guys get it. And Clarence brought
Custodes,
and Matt brought
Night Lords.
So it'll be very interesting because we have not seen this matchup yet on the channel. Matt has some stuff I don't think we've seen on the channel. Cleary has some new stuff as well.
No, we had one game.
We had one game. Did you have everything there, or was something new?
Did Mortis is new. No, I had Kurz last time.
Right, the Mortis. Kurz was there, yeah, okay.
Yes.
And you had the bikes not last time, right?
well, or the Dreadnoughts.
Or the Dreadnoughts.
Or Kroll. Or,
okay.
yeah, a bunch of things.
And we're doing 2,500 points, right?
Yeah.
It was more or less close to that, I think.
Yes.
5 points.
3.
One relic for Matt, I think.
Yes, I had to throw it in.
Yeah, right, see the points to kill.
Yeah.
Worth doing. We'll be back with the table and terrain and armies and stuff.
2,500 points of Custodes / Talons. My warlord is the Tribune. He's got the Paragon Spear, the Shield, the Cyber Familiar, whatever it's called for the +1 invul, Airy Shrike, like the whole shabam. For his warlord trait, I took Coordinated Assault, which is reroll once to hit in 12 inches. Got Kroll here, no upgrades. 2 units of Sentinels. There's 2 Power Fists in each. And Airy Shrikes. We've got a unit of 3 Heteran Guard. They've got the shields, obviously, and the gauntlets as well. And Airy Shrikes, yeah, that's going to be for every dude. 2 units of Guardians. Just the normal Bolter Spears, and then the Mastercrafted Power Axe and Banner. On the Banner guys, Melta Bombs, Air Strikes. 3 of the Bikers, they've got just the Devastators, no Melta Bombs. They do have Air Strikes. And then 2 of the Achilles Dreadnoughts, they have the Rista Drathic Guns and the Spear. And they don't have anything else. And then finally just a bare bones Caladius, whatever it's called.
Claudius.
Yeah. No upgrades, not enough points. And that's my 2,500 point list.
2,500 points of Night Lords. Today it's being led by Savitar. And his warlord trait is the old school 5th edition Master of Ambush. So anything that outflanks gets preferred acute senses, essentially. So anyway, we're running Terror Assault today. So we have our 3 terror squads, 1, 2, 3. Our big one is in a drop pod. All of my terror squads have Volkite Chargers, and the headsmans have Chain Glaives because they look awesome. And Melta Bombs and Artificer Armor. Same for 1 and 2, except they're 5-man squads. Then we have 7 veterans with the sergeant has a Power Fist, Melta Bomb, Artificer Armor, Melta Bombs on the whole unit. A Flamer. I thought it looked cool. And 2 power swords, and they'll be riding in this nice little Dreadclaw today. Then we have our Javelin, 200 killer missiles, Cyclone Missile Launcher, Multi-Melta. Our quad batteries have Shatter Shells and Phosphex today, because the Siege Breaker right here with 5 Terminators is bringing his, well, he's got a Chain Glaive, and I decided to give him a relic because I had points today, so he's going to have a Void Shield Harness.
Boom.
So, you know, some will throw a crack grenade and get rid of it. Ha! His 5 Terminators have 2 Chain Fists. Yep, 2. 2 Chain Fists, 2 Power Fists, 3 Power Fists. Yeah, it's been a while since I played them. And a Reaper Otter battery, because it looks cool too. Yeah. And to round off my list, we have our Mortis Contemptor Dreadnought, tri-tested and true. And our heavy support squad is a Leviathan in a drop pod with the Volkite Chargers, Siege Drill, and the Cyclonic Melt Lance. And that is 2,500 points.
End of Custodes deployment, Talons of the Emperor deployment. So pretty simple, because he has a lot of deep striking stuff. I deployed in my corner that I was assigned with my important things in the middle, with the Dreadnoughts and the Claudius, so my Air Strikes can kind of push back some of his more alpha strikey things. The more kind of like resilient things on the outside, like the Sentinels and the Heteran and Tribune. And yeah, pretty simple. I have my banners closer to the back where they can they're not as important, so they languish back there. The other stuff moves up. And I'll see in reserves. In reserves, I have the Agamatus jet bikes, and they're just in normal, my board edge reserve.
Night Lord's deployment. We're playing corners! Yeah! I rolled it again. So anyway, we have our Contemptor Mortis hanging behind some sandbags. Right there. We then have our 2 quad mortars on top of this objective. They don't, I'm keeping them the hell out of dodge so I can make sure I have 2 turns. Clary doesn't have any reserves.
Except for one.
Or infiltrators, or sorry, some infiltrators. So I deployed a terror squad down here in the corner, and they're just chilling back there. And we'll come back to you with my reserves. There's lots. Reserves. So we have our Javelin, who will outflank. Sevatar and his 7 veterans are in the Dreadclaw for Deep Strike. The 10-man terror squad, Drop Pod, Deep Strike. Leviathan, Deep Strike, you can see it trend here. And our Siegebreaker and his Terminators are also deep striking. And my Terror Squad is going to be coming on in normal reserves because we're playing long edges today.
This is the end of Custode's turn 1, and if you look down, you can see there's a lot of combat fun. Just kidding, it's turn 1, and there's nothing on the board.
It's night fight too.
So yeah, it is night fight. You got the 2+. So the premise is pretty simple. Is I wanted to move up and gain like map control while also not breaking my airstrike bubble. So to that end, I have my Sentinels here. I have my Heteran and Tribune. The more Sentinels and Kroll, and then I have like the main dudes. So both Achilles Dreadnoughts kind of in the middle. He rolled really bad for his run, even with Fleet.
2 ones.
Yeah, and
Caladius.
And then I have my 2 Guardian squads kind of in the back because they're less good. Out of all the good things in the list, so they're in the back.
No shooting this turn, eh?
No shooting. Hopefully, things go my way, obviously, but it'll be interesting to see what he does, and we'll see you at the end of it.
So that's the end of Night Lord's turn 1. Not a bad turn. So we'll start with our Mortis here. It shot into the Sentinel Guard in conjunction with the Terror Squad here. We actually managed to take out all 3 guys. Clary had he failed a third of his 2+ saves, which granted me first blood.
Yay!
Been a while since I got that. The Leviathan shot into the Achilles Dreadnought. He wasn't close enough for my Cyclonic Meltalance, and I didn't get any pens.
Those area strikes.
Yeah, I had to push back a bit. My Dreadclaw came down perfectly, and I just flat outed it to give me a little bit more of a buffer in the event of the Achilles coming and spearing my Leviathan in the chest. So that'll be interesting. And finally, my Phosphex Quad Mortars shot over into the Sentinel Guard here. I actually managed to kill one. The Phosphex 3+ is really helping, and I put 8 wounds on the Heteran Guard, but Clary passed all of his 2+ saves. That's the end of Night Lord's turn 1.
This is the end of Talons of the Emperor turn 2. Start down here. So I moved Kroll up, and I charged his Terror Squad, challenged his Huntsman? No, it's the other one. Executioner. That's what it's called, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, he accepted. I did 3 wounds, killed 3 guys, and in return he did a wound back to her. He passed his leadership test. Over here, takes some explaining. My Caladius shot his Dreadclaw out of the sky. I got 2 pens. He couldn't jink because of the gun, and because I got immobilized results off the 2 pens. For both, it took the whole point, crashed. Then this Achilles shot it with its Las Spear and it exploded it.
That was the wreck.
The wreck of it, yeah. And then the remaining guys in Sevatar were hiding behind it, barricading his Leviathan. My second Achilles charged them, slew a bunch of the dudes. Sevatar escaped unharmed. Put a whole point on my Achilles as well, so he's fucking off. And then over here, my Tribune and Heterans moved in and slammed out the Mortis. It did not explode, surprisingly, and then but they wanted to consolidate, they kind of spread out a little. And then finally these guys are huffing it over to the north, I guess, my north. So pretty solid turn 2 for me. Matt still has more reserves, and we'll see you at the end of Night Lord turn 2.
Night Lord's turn 2. It's a pretty good slugfest right now, all things considered. So my quad mortars, we'll start here. Quad mortar shot into the Sentinel Guard. I hit 16 times, direct hit every time. I rolled like crap for my 3+ wounds. I ended up causing 1 wound. But that makes up for Clary's really crappy rolls for his 2+ in the first turn. My Leviathan shot into the Achilles and blew it away.
Kaboom.
Savitar regrouped and then jumped into a Void Shield harness, true Night Lord's fashion. Followed by Cruel ended up killing my 2 Terror Marines. I didn't cause any in return. I rolled really poorly. But what can you do?
She's got some scary stuff down the street.
She's got some scary stuff, but Savitar can be pretty scary too. He also has precognition going off right now. So that'll make things a little more interesting. And the piece de resistance for the remainder of the turn is my Javelin came in. It's 75 points of Austin, shot into the Cladius, and blew it away with the multi-melta shot.
Triple the points back.
So that was actually really nice. So we'll see if Night Fighting persists for turn 3.
Oh! Do it live.
5.
Wah, wah.
Anyway, so that's the end of Night Lord's turn 2.
Alright, so this is the end of Talons turn 3. First thing that happened was my reserves came in, brought them over here. They shot at the speeder, he jinked, and I still managed to blow him out. So that's cool. Moving down over here, they moved. I should have spaced them a little better. I think these guys kind of just held the field a bit. My Achilles moved up. His wrist beamers destroyed the Phosphex discharger on the top of the Leviathan, and then my Heterans charged in. He got like a bunch of Overwatch hits. I failed all of my invulnerable saves on the lead Heteran, so he killed him off. And then over here, Kroll charged in. She did like 1 wound, pretty poor rolling on his Siege Breaker, and Savitar finished her off with a Rend. And so they consolidated. And that's pretty much it. It's the end of Night Lord turn 3.
So that's the end of Night Lord's turn 3. I don't know why I do this every time. It just dramatic flair. So my 1 reserve Terror Squad came on my board edge. I shot into the Sentinel Guard. I ended up causing a wound. Great. A long way to go, but yeah, what can you do? The Phosphex shot into the Guardian Squad and didn't do too much damage. I think it caused 1 wound.
Killed a guy.
Oh, I killed a guy. Awesome. The Leviathan took 2 wounds from the Heteran Guard. The Cheese Tune is blocking everything with a 3-up rerollable. I can't do anything about that.
Block 5 out of 7.
Don't care. It still sucks. And Savitar and his Terminator routine. Combi Plasma'd into the other Guardian Squad. I killed 2 out of 3. Clary passes leadership test. I failed precognition. Clarence blocked that with because I keep rolling high for my psychic dice for whatever reason. There's not much left. My 1 drop pod comes in automatically next turn. So we'll see at the end of Custode's turn 4.
Alright, so this is the end of turn 4. When I was starting down over here, I moved these guys 6 and tried to charge. I failed, he didn't do any wounds. I moved these guys 6 to regroup their coherency. Moved my other Guardian back, not getting
underneath the
rained. The jet bikes moved up and turbo boosted from the corner, so that's why they're way over here. My Achilles popped his Void Shield, and I did like 1 pen from my 4 hits on the Leviathan. He passed it, so nothing happened there. So a big fat no death this turn. We'll see if Night Lord's turn 4 changes that.
So that's the end of Night Lord's turn 4. It's a very close game. Start with our quad launchers. They fired into the Sentinel Guard, the regular Custode Guardian dudes. I missed. I went wide. Couldn't do much. My 5-man Terror Squad charged into, shot and killed and charged into the remaining Sentinel Guard, killing him. So I'm currently holding this in a desperate bid to try and kill off the last of Clarence's troops. My Terror Squad came out, shot into the guards, and yeah, I fluffed it real good. My Leviathan continues to be a champ, making multiple invulnerable saves. They've tied up the Tribune and the Heteran all game. It's quite amazing.
Cheesing the Tribune.
Yeah, and Savitar and his Terminator charge into the Achilles. I did 2 hull points. I rolled atrociously for my Chain Fists. I missed 4 pen opportunities, but I did take off 2 hull points. I did lose a Terminator in return. but because his vehicle's high combat. So that's actually everything. We'll see you at the end of Custode's turn 5.
Talons turn 5. Just starting down over here. Sevatar got like his I was gonna say daily rend because he's been getting one every round of combat and film invul save, so he killed that off.
Yep.
But I had moved and ran up my my dude, my guardian, and then I moved my jet bikes and positioned them, and shot into his Terror Marine squad. I killed 5 out of the possible 6, so those 3 guys failed their leadership test, ran away 9 inches. My other guardian squad moved up and ran to get in position. My Heteran finally finished off the Dreadnought with like 1 glance. Finally, he failed his invul.
So moved back on the objective there.
Yeah, we're slinking away a little bit. And yeah, it's pretty down to the wire, and we'll see what comes of it. And it's at the end of Night Lord turn 5 and possibly the game.
So that is the end of Night Lord's turn 5, and after much gentlemanly discussion, the end of the game. So we'll start with our quad launchers. I shot into the newly escaped Heteran from my Leviathan. 16 hits and wounds, unfortunately, the 2-up saves and everything. No damage done to them. My Terror squad regrouped, shot into the Guardian squad. I didn't cause any wounds because I was hitting on 6s. My other Terror squad went to claim this objective. And then Sevatar and his Terminators multi-charged into the Lone Guardian. And the bikes, I killed a bike with shooting with a Reaper. Who would have thought? And then, long story short, cut down the Guardian, I took out all that. I won combat. They stayed. But with my consolidation and piling in, I moved up, but I'm still within 3, so I am still claiming this objective. So it is a Night Lord's victory. The score is 7-3. I have the 1 objective here, the 2nd objective here. Clary has this center objective here, and I got first blood as well. So we'll see you in our post-game show.
And welcome to the post-game show. As always, I'm Crabblesworth, and I'm joined by Skimask Mohawk, aka Clarence, and Matt, aka Stricken.
AKA Matt.
AKA Matt. Let me have your MVP, Clarence.
Not sure, because a lot of things did like interesting things.
The Gladius, obviously.
It was pretty cool. I like
Well, it was
that.
alive, yeah, I guess. I was being
Like,
but
I still enjoyed what it did its job. Like, it killed the skimmer, didn't get covered.
Well, it was alive.
It was cool. I liked it. I like the Galatis, or the Achilles that fought the veteran squad. That's cool as well, in my opinion. I guess the Tribune, like, he can't not be the MVP. He just absorbs the firepower, and then...
it's just a
How many
Tribune.
3-ups did he save? Almost as much as
all
my
but
4-up.
one. All but one.
500.
It'll be the Tribune.
That makes sense. Matt, MVP.
Sevatar.
Yeah. Or the Leviathan.
Well,
I think it's the Leviathan.
The Leviathan held up. It didn't like it held up the Heterans, which was great, and it was crucial. And Sevatar also. It's kind of a tie, honestly, between the two of them for me, because Sevatar survived the initial charge from the first Achilles, ran away, joined the Terminators.
Oh, yeah, he passed all of his invul saves.
He passed 3 invul
Holy
saves.
shit, yeah.
That was quite the
Ran
damage,
away.
yeah.
And had the deep striking Terminator show up within 6,
Oh,
joined
Hallmark.
them, ran around, killed Cruel,
Yeah.
and then got rid of the other
It's true.
Achilles.
Very
You basically went from there
He
to
went from
there.
here all the way around here, and then just
Yeah.
having
Where'd you
fun.
go there?
Very true.
So he definitely earned his first captain thing for me today.
Yeah, that's
He deserves it.
it's cool.
Epic fail, Clarence.
I want to say the Heteran, kind of, but they also did kill their first target. That was like the second thing they were
The
working
Morris, they
on.
just went Falcon.
But they did get help.
Oh,
for what,
the
2
Sentinels that fucking died on turn 1. Them. Yeah, obviously.
Well, the first
them.
blow-ins?
Yeah,
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
It was them.
Because they didn't do shit.
They also failed like 5 out of 13 2+
Yeah,
saves.
that too. I wasn't expecting. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
you never really expect to get first blood against Custodes.
Not with like things that don't pierce
No,
the armor.
no.
Like not with like your normal shooting.
Not
at
with
least.
Volkite Chargers.
Matt, your epic fail.
Well,
pod maybe? Or?
Well, the pod got shot out of the sky. You can't really do much on that. The mortis...
Did it kill anything before the pod? Or?
The pod? No, it just came
deep
down.
struck.
No, it's because it's the flying ones.
No,
Like,
maybe the
they could do it like
I ain't
over
deep
burn.
striking that thing near area
Maybe
strikes.
the veterans.
The veterans did die pretty fast.
Yeah.
They were inside it, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they died. Yeah, they didn't do much. Them and the
Yeah.
mortis just...
Because, well, the mortis at least put some, like, he killed a couple
You had a fantastic
of,
first round of shooting ever, eh?
of the Sentinels, and so did your terror squad that died to
I guess the meat shields of the veterans.
Yeah,
then.
the veterans.
Yeah.
2 minutes or less, your thoughts on the game, Clarence?
It was a really close game.
Surprising.
It could have gone like either way on a possible turn 6. It didn't, and Matt got the win. He would have gotten it even if he hadn't been within 3 of that objective from his first blood.
Would have won by 1 point, I
Yeah,
think.
so it would have been a win, and it was pretty. He fought really hard to get to that point. Like shoot through like a bunch of shit.
I don't think anyone expected to be that close.
No.
No.
One person sitting here was like, "This is gonna be close." Like,
No. It's always hit or miss. I mean,
I do like what the bikes did though. Like I did fail one of my reserve rolls. I think if I started them on the table, they would have been better.
yeah, because they're pretty maneuverable.
Yeah.
30 inches. So I mean, if you put them the wrong edge, you can just switch.
So yeah, I think starting them on the table would have been a better choice. And other than
In
that,
fairness, though, you didn't know what he was dropping.
that's true, and that's
So,
why I
that
did keep
makes
them back initially, because he had a lot of reserves, and I was like, well, I can like screw around, like do whatever. But other than that, like I think my plan was pretty solid. Like I bubble wrapped
Took the
my
center,
army. I took the center as close to the 3 objectives, and it was just some unfortunate luck on some saves and him passing a bunch of like key invul saves, and that's kind of what decided the
Still
game.
iffy on Kroll, because I get why you did it. She was down wounds, and like you may as well throw her at him. At the same time, my only thought was, if you held her back, he has the minute of like, okay, what the fuck am I gonna do? Because you could have just I mean, like ILS, like just ignore her.
I would have shot her.
No. I'm saying just don't give him the shot. Just
No,
stick
but
up
like
here
with
and wait.
templates, like he could have just burned her down with those.
Sure,
too.
but I'm saying from the Terminators, just not even bother. Because I know you're trying to go for the charge, you're trying to go for the challenge.
Oh yeah, I was hoping I could do some like good damage to the Terminators with like 6 attacks. You hit on 3s, you reroll 1s, initiative 6, causing instant
I
death.
get there's nothing to lose. Like if you lose her, there's no VP, there's no whatever. I just meant more like because she still had 1 or 2 wounds left, or
She had
she had
1.
1.
yeah, I guess not.
Yeah.
I thought she had more.
No, she only had 1 left at that point.
Yeah, I guess makes sense. Matt, 2 minutes left off the game.
That was one of the closest games we've had ever. This is the second time Clary and I have actually played Custodes and Night Lords, and we drew the first game too. And this one came down to the wire. Area strikes suck for this army, like, because I have so much deep striking, and when you're taking up 3/4 of the board, same as the first time, I got burned my first game when I lost the Leviathan on a deep strike.
Used the Damocles with like I had Raven Guard and Custodes allies. He used the Damocles and he had the -1. He rolled like the 2. I'm like, it's -1. It's a 1. It's dead.
Yeah.
And he's like,
well, the area strikes do -1 too.
no,
They're gotcha.
they're just a normal.
Once you learn them, but like that first game's gonna suck.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of my mobility that I would normally have taken away, and then dealing with Custodes, which Hitaran are very good at what they do. I was very happy with the Leviathan being janky and holding him up for most of the game. Yeah, he got really lucky.
You weren't lucky with reserves either.
No, my drop pod
Kind
came
of.
on the last
Kind
one,
of
but I kind of
was
wanted
that.
that too.
Yeah.
The spread was nice. I just meant it was hard because you didn't know you're getting anything. I'm getting that.
The javelin taking out the Cladius, that was nice.
That was very useful.
That was awesome.
Because I could have just gunned down your Terminators.
That was textbook like maneuver warfare.
That's
I'm
why
gonna
you-
go shoot you in the ass.
That is why you take 1 javelin for 75 points every time.
Yeah, they're very fairly pointed.
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, you forgot about the reroll. Clearly reminded you, then you got choice, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
I'm over there now. Fuck it, because you're like on that side initially. It was
So that was good.
Who gives it to you? The
Sevatar.
Sevatar. Yeah, that's it.
But it was, bloody punch in the nose fest.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we did kill a bunch of each other's stuff.
It was turn 4 and we were still both like, what the hell's going on?
I was genuinely shocked when I heard anyone got first blood, but that you got first blood. I'm like, with what? On what? Like, holy fuck. Even just seeing 3 models go down in custodes is a lot. That's what, 9 wounds? 6, okay. Terran or 3 or no?
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
Terran.
Terran.
Yeah, that was pretty funny when your Overwatch killed like the one guy off completely.
Yeah, like the Leviathan making 3 out of 4 Melta shots for Overwatch. It's just like, he's
and, like,
really doing
honestly, like, that should have even killed him too, because
3 wounds.
it's like basically a tad better than a 4-pin vault, like with the reroll. I'm like, fuck, like I failed all of them so far.
So I mean, there was a lot that I really liked. I love these close knit games, like the last game we had, where it was like turn 2 and it's like,
Yeah, the last game was pretty rough.
That was rough. I wasn't expecting a win. Custodes are hard. They're not broken.
Well, kind of.
They're slightly broken, but I mean, all things considered, I mean, this is a good example as to how you can actually beat them. You just got to focus on taking their
Ring
troops
dice.
out and having Leviathan make a lot of 4+, and Sevatar being a boss.
Yeah. Yeah, I could have killed your warlord and have all your shit run away.
And then you could have
And then
killed
you
my
kill him.
Void Shield guy for another point too.
Yeah,
So,
Oh well.
I remember coming back, I think, for a few turns, and it's like, oh, it's still alive. Oh, it's still alive. Like, just surprised that, it was one whole point left the whole time.
Yeah.
Just keep taking the 4+.
Yeah, because the first round he passed 5 out of 5 for all of them were pens.
We were both staring at each other like,
Because Matt's like, he's like, oh shit, it's gonna be dead, and I'm like, like a bunch of hits. And he's like, oh, you do like 3 to glance, like 4's a pen, like all pen, and he's like, well, it's dead, all pass. He's like, oh, it's not dead. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll get it next turn. Then I do like
Promote
2 more health points to it. I'm like, okay, well, like next turn, nothing. Like finally.
and then the one glance. There you have 1 glance left. There's a 2. There we go. It's only turn 5.
Thank Christ, like.
I think he just really didn't like getting his Phosphix launcher destroyed. That
Yeah.
was like his final straw. He's like, no, fuck it. So he just redirected it downwards. I was impressed, man. Like, I really didn't expect it. I expected it to be... I wasn't going to say, like, Custodes blowout, but I kind of figured whoever was going to win big. Like, and it was not.
Yeah, it
bad.
was like a squeaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
If either of us would have won, it would have been very close.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was really a surprise. I think with Custodes, my thing is, it's not the 3-inch console or the coherence.
Yeah.
It's the ridiculous limitless lookouts, sir.
I fail it all mine, though.
I know.
And then it's like, I'll fail it on 3, roll the 1 for the save. I'm like, oh, like.
Where I hate it is like when it's just you're always throwing it to guys out of LOS. Like that's where I'm just like fucking. I hate this, but the 3 inches is nice. You don't need big units to have a big like spread.
Welcome to early 6th.
Yeah,
Knobs, paladins, everything did that. Like
all things. I don't know, man. Like, I think they're beatable. I just think there's certain units.
No, they're not. I won that game.
There's certain units that are very undercosted, and I think we all know which ones those are.
Mechanicum Tech Thralls, the most undercosted unit in the game.
Yeah, that's just playing 8th and 7th, basically, right? Like, I've got
It's
bodies.
better than playing 8th and 7th.
That's true, yeah. I've got bodies and I don't have to pay for them very much. But I don't know, yeah. Interesting game. Very interesting game. It was initially 3,000, eh? And then you had to pay a bit.
It's because
I'm very happy it wasn't.
I moved the other month.
What did you have to pull out on your list?
I would have brought Emperor's Children.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought you had 3,000 points.
No, like I'm in a total redoing all of my shit, and my Sons of Horus are half of what they used to be, and I'm building 1 new Legion that should be ready in 4 to 5 months.
I would have had
Winter times.
2 units of jet bikes, and they would have glass cannons. The Tribune would have had a melta bomb.
Oh yes, that one melta bomb.
Could have been really potent. It's on 3s, roll 1s because of his warlord trait.
Why didn't you have it? You were over or what?
I was 2 points over. I'm not gonna
drop 1 area strike over.
Fuck that. I'm 12, 9 power.
You have to buy them. You
attack.
have to buy them by the unit
I
too,
like-
right? Or what?
No.
Oh, it's just by model.
Yeah,
Okay.
but like I had 9 straight 10 master crafted power fist attacks that reroll 1s next to him. Like they should have been able to kill any vehicle. I didn't think one melt a bomb. Like I was like that or a 6-inch bubble. Like fuck, I'm not taking away the Shrikes.
I want to call it early just because I don't want to melt the new camera.
Yeah.
But we have a new camera, so hello internet. Anyone have final thoughts?
They finally like did the updated rules of Horus Heresy.
Right, that's coming out
Hopefully next month.
Nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, they had like a live stream the other day. Yeah, they had like the paper version of it, like not sent to printers yet. So they have to print it, and then it'll hopefully be available.
It'll be a good car conversation.
And yeah, like
New tank, I guess, for 8th.
For Primaris.
Big tank.
Yeah,
You
I
get
think it's gross.
I've seen some better pictures of it. I like it. I like it. I've seen a lot
It
of like
reminds
polarization.
me of a freighter from Babylon 5 with a turret on it. Not saying that's necessarily a bad look, but
I think
it's not sleek like your sexy fucking
yeah.
Custos ones. Like those look like hot rods. That looks, let's say, not aerodynamic to say the least.
No, it looks very like 90s sci-fi spaceship.
I thought
Yeah.
the things on the side, they look like tank treads to me, so I just envision like it's like moving like this all the time for some reason.
It drives in a circle around the battlefield.
With the accelerators, it's just
It
how
can.
it looks.
It's a
Sidles.
Oh man.
Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'm supposed to tell you to subscribe. But
Yeah, or actually
don't do what people on the internet tell you to do.
No, I'll send you my
So
email
don't
address.
subscribe.
EMT me. I need to buy more Custode stuff
Yeah.
to guarantee the win.
Yeah. Now we don't have Patreon, but just pretend that we do and send us money. All right. Clarence's bank account is
Skimask win Mohawk at money.com.
the routing number for our Dominican accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's our offshore bank.
Well, we'll have to get in
Swiss
touch with the
bank.
hedge fund.
Our Trump accounts.
Yeah, the shell company.
Pork bellies.
Gods of war, may your hammer be mighty.